checked with our mushroom experts up here to see if there was some splotches we could find. And they said, obviously the snow cover, first concern, but maybe some tree rings, basically, with all that we'd be able to get.
We have one back there that we can find along the snow line after the chanterelle season. Our chanterelle season comes in the fall out there just before the snow. And
October and May here.
we don't get much in the spring out there in chanterelle. Except out by the coast, we've got some year-round situations where all these microclimates exist. And thanks. One other tool I don't have is a rod lopper. Oh, I see a whole thing of tools over there. Yeah, that'll work fine for me. Sweet.
Buddy, vintage like that.
So I'm going to make a bead with a piece of this twisty cane. And I want to look where the lines are going across and pretty much match that. That's going to be enough, probably. And if you'll use the magnet on it under the paper first, you'll be able to pull any of the iron right over the edge of the paper. So I got to perform in a museum down in the Bay Area, and it was for a gas conference show. And brought my son and my grandson with me, and we made some marbles. But my son, after I introduced us, I walked out and I said, I'd like to introduce Bob Snodgrass, and I motioned to my son, and Bob Snodgrass, and I'm Bob Snodgrass, and we're here to entertain you. My son says, I started doing what he was just doing when I was 10 years old. That was my first job, was filing silver for my dad. That was how old he was when I discovered fuming, and
Needed a helper?
I needed a helper. So I blunted the end of this. This is slightly warm. No, not yet. It will be. I'm going to flatten that, make a skin, push down hard enough that the skin would break and some portions of the hot glass would stick to this, not the whole thing. Like if I take that and stick it, well, I'm sticking too much glass. That's not going to be a cold seal. That's possibly a seal. And even though everybody calls it welding, technically when two pieces of glass join, it's a seal. And I want to make this as temporary as possible, but to hold on until I want it to release. And I'm not getting my background glass hot enough to have that going to happen. So we'll repoint this, reheat that. Anyhow, yeah, we got to perform at a museum and my son opened with. This was my first job. Push, pull, and that's set up to have a temporary attachment. The less I tried to heat it into each other, the better off I'll be. So I'm going to try to keep my heat just off the end here, and what I'm going to do is bend this into a horseshoe shape, and I'm just going to push it along with my tweezer, or there, nice controlled pull and roll out of the marver. Wait a second and go to the other side, and going to set it up the same way. This is a wonderful way to make some really exciting looking beads. Now I take these and melt them flat onto the piece. Sometimes I put them on like a marble on a piece. And depending on how well the patterns match, I want to clean the dust and whatever out of my marble mold there. Warm it up just a hair. And I'm going to just go down in the marble mold, and those pieces are just going to come around and meet. And if I would have had my spotlight here, I would have seen that I didn't have these lined up perfectly. Otherwise, you can have it come together in such a way that you can't tell where the beginning and end are. That makes a really cool looking. This one's a little bit off. Just a little bit. It'll still be very nice. It's time for another piece of punty. Here, we're not going to use that anymore. Would you take that out of there? Thank you. So one side's a little thicker than the other. I'm going to want to even it up. Well, I can possibly heat that side only and stretch it with a reamer. And that's not a bad idea. But what I was going to do was thicken up the other side. So I'm going to change putties from one side to the other. And we're going to talk about glass etiquette. Like if you hand somebody a piece of glass, you slide your hand up towards the heat and you hand them the end that's the furthest from the heat. And it's your job to take it from that person in that same way, and then when you pass it, you slide your hand up. That's the way a cold seal is supposed to work. While that's still glowing, I can make the transfer. The shock doesn't bother it. So I'm going to get this glowing. And you're going to use glass etiquette and pass it to the next person.